You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time. Nothing. Don't know how much longer I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will ya? Looks like I'm not the only one who needs an edge. Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, alright? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts. That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Did she now? Well, I can see I was mistaken. 'Cause if Catherine really had sent you, there'd be a lot more expletives in your message. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer. Rumor has it she found herself on the wrong end of a loaded gun. But maybe that's just people talking. Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. I can't keep working double shifts either. I would if I weren't busy here picking up his slack. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift? Ease up. I'm running on a chronic shortage of sleep here. Oh, sure. Because Monarch's just teeming with experts in the finer points of salt tuna health. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the salt tuna, fat, and mostly tumor-free. We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Someone would've if this were a corporate town. But we pride ourselves on giving people a little breathing room. Or new, I guess. We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit. That's what Braxton is. He's our fish doctor. Something else on your mind? Fish oil, more fish oil. How does Braxton find anything? This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it? She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money. No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money. Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too. I got a feeling you and Catherine would get on like tumors on a pig. Fair enough. The damn thing's been a headache anyway. Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster. Damn right he will. Hopefully that'll be the last I see of him for a while. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon. That's real sad. She was a genuinely nice lady, you know? That's a surprise. Tossball being part of her business and all. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing. Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more. You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand. Not on Monarch. Sanjar threw out the old work mandates and penalties. Fine by me. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there. Sure. Until your workers start making ridiculous demands. Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. Tell him to complain to Catherine in Fallbrook. Not me. Sublight's demanding more money for the same contracts, which means we're all in the same boat. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire Sublight contractors at this rate. Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, and did you miss the part where I'm working doubles to cover for everyone who decides not to show? Same thing as me. Where's your proof? 'Cause I know no one's been poking around my terminal lately. You know, I hadn't thought of it that way. Last thing I need is Catherine mailing even farther up my ass than she already is. I don't even want to think about that. Or how far behind Braxton's loss alone is going to put us. Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then you'll have to come back. For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life. I'm the one who keeps this place running. That money's mine, one way or another. Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team can have their raise, but I need them back here immediately. Just as a hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course, 'cause I've done nothing wrong. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner. He's getting his raise. I don't see that we've got any more to say on the matter. You knocked any sense into him yet? Well, that's awful nice of him. Sure wouldn't have expected that. Funny how that works out. Sweetest words I've heard all day. Thanks for your help. You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Honest work deserves honest pay. Tell me about it. I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. Damn right it is. I don't have time for Grim, even when I'm not working doubles. That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on. Thank you. I think. Nice hair. Slightly oblivious. You must be the infamous Felix. You noticed my mood? I'm surprised you can see straight today. Will you try wrangling half a ton of dead fish with decades-old equipment and see what it does for your disposition? Anyway, what do you folks need? Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest. Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Yeah, Nell's good people. You should catch a game with her sometime.